What's good, boys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna be showing you how the construction is going for the new studio. We're building a professional recording studio, and I wanna show you everything. I wanna tell you how we came up with the idea, how we came up with the planning and realization, who did we have to get involved, how much did we pay, were there any challenges, all these things. I'm gonna cover everything so that you have an idea of what it takes to build a studio like that. Before we go into seeing the studio, telling you everything, and also showing around what my life is like as a producer, as a manager of Producer Collective, I just want to take the time to thank all the people that supported Hypn over the course of the years. I know this sounds cliche, but honestly, like, this wouldn't be possible without all the people supporting and trusting us and supporting the vision, especially. Like, we started Hypn like 4 or 5 years ago, and a lot has happened since. We went through a lot of hardships, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, and there are so many people that supported us on the Italian channel, on Hypn Vault, which is where we have our drum kits, loop kits, production suites, and everything else. In our academy, which is an Italian like school, online school that we have about music production, where we teach everything that we have about music production. Like, so many people trusted us with the things that we were doing, with our kits, with our products, with our academy, with our lessons, and seeing how many people are inspired by us or their music production journey is better because of us. It's just like, it's something that it's really impossible to understand, to make you understand the value that this has for me and also for everybody else in Hypn, because we always talk about this. It's like something that we really appreciate. I'd also like to take the time to say fuck you to everybody who doubted us, who didn't believe in us, who said that what we were doing was lame and what we are doing is lame. Because anytime you do something that you're passionate about and it's something different and it's something like, it's a project where you put everything you have in it, you're gonna have haters, you're gonna have people who just don't trust you, who say that you're stupid or anything. And honestly, I just want to tell you, like, if you have those kind of people in your life, just ignore them, because they're either so, like, their time is so worthless that they are spending their time just criticizing you, or even if they are in a better position than you and they're still criticizing you, like, they're so miserable that they have so many beautiful things that they can think about, and all they do is just think about you and criticize you and say negative things about you. Like, just for that reason, whatever they say is completely worthless. It's completely stupid. Just don't consider them. Just do your thing. Believe in yourself. Of course, take positive criticism from the outside if it's needed, but don't take the negative criticism. Actually, just use that as fuel to achieve more of what you want to achieve. I can tell you, in the 4 years of founding and building Hypn from the ground up, not alone, like with other people, so many people mocked us and said that, oh my god, man, you're doing tutorials, how lame, whatever the fuck. Yeah, but like, you have no idea how many people DM'd us or commented on videos saying, man, I never found a tutorial this useful. Thank you, because now I'm a better producer. And man, that feeling is fucking amazing. So whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing your thing, and keep and actually not just keep, like, believe yourself even more, and tell yourself that what you're doing, like, you actually believe in it and that you trust yourself, because that is the most valuable thing that you can do for yourself. That being said, let's go to the studio. I'm gonna show you what I do today, tomorrow, like in these days. And yeah, I hope to inspire you, I hope to motivate you, and make sure you keep making music and you keep being inspired. Like, right after watching this video, just go and make some music. Watch this whole video, see everything, like, be inspired by our life, see what other musicians and producers are doing, and then go get yourself some fucking results and some fucking action.
Le strisce che ti offrono non sarò mai dei vostri. Lei mi lascia sul cazzo se io dei grossi. Sono un mostro per quello che dico, lo swag indosso, quei drink super pieni di alcolici. Sì, va, la rifaccio. Drink mezzi privi di alcolici, parti grossi. Le strisce che ti offrono non sarò mai dei vostri. Lei mi lascia sul cazzo se io dei grossi. Sono un mostro per quello che dico, lo swag indosso, quei drink super pieni di alcolici al party nostro.
Vlog nel vlog nel vlog nel vlog nel vlog. Vlog nel vlog nel vlog. Okay, so while the boys are in the studio recording and shit, right now there are some construction workers who have just brought some material for the studio. In particular, I have no idea how to say that in English, but it's like lana di roccia. But it's pretty much the material that you put inside walls to make sure that everything is soundproof. Esatto. In a couple of days, everything is gonna be ready from the construction side, meaning like the soundproofing, all the materials inside the walls themselves and everything else. And then from there, we're gonna be starting putting all the material inside, which means the floors, the desk, all the panels. And I think that in a couple of weeks, we will be done. I'm just gonna show you now them bringing the material inside and what they're pretty much doing. And so this is how they're doing the soundproofing. So as you can see, this material goes inside of the walls. And then I'm gonna show you on the inside. Everything is inside of the walls. And you can see it better here. You can see how there's this material on the edges of the wall. And then also if you look at the ceiling, it's right there between the two. Like I'd say the best way to describe it is like in between the two ceilings, because the way that the studio works is that you build a box inside of the room. This whole thing, this whole box is like completely separated from everything else. So okay, so it's hard to see from here, but it's like beneath that layer, there are like little blocks of material that is like soundproofing material. And so this whole thing is raised from the floor. And the same is applied with the walls. So you can see there's this layer, and here's is where the soundproofing is actually happening. Okay, so enough with the yapping. Now we got some work to do. I'm not really clear on what I need to do today. I haven't planned the day yet. So we're opening Notion, and in case you don't know what Notion is, it's like an application it's like you can put to-do lists, you can write documents. I gotta thank the other person that I handle Hypn with, which is Lenny. You've seen him in the other videos because he's very organized. So I'm just gonna open Notion, see what's up for the day, what I need to do, and just gonna get to do some work. So this is the Notion structure. As you can see, my screen is dirty as fuck, but here we have the daily things to do. So these are Lenny's things to do. These are mine. I have to add creatives for the campaign, for Facebook campaign, like really quick ad campaign for the new, not really new, but the Ecos production suite that we're dropping. It's an old product. We dropped it in December as a bundle, and now we are redropping it as an individual product. For the bundle, we did a contest, so I have to listen to the beats, and then I have to upload the call for the academy. And here is like the daily things, and here's the whole calendar where you can see is like everything is scheduled, all the things that we need to do. And then we have everything else divided into categories based on what we need to do, like whether that's Academy, whether that's YouTube, whether that's Hypn Vault. But everything is well organized. And it's very useful to have, first of all, somebody who is able to be this organized, because I'm completely disorganized. And second of all is like, we can just like, we have a daily call, we structure everything we need to do for the day, for the next days. And then we just open the platform, see what has to be done, and just do it. So now I'm just gonna work a bit, and then we'll see if we'll probably go back into the session.
Tutte le tue storie sono gossip. Io me ne fotto dei flash e mi muovo come fossi God Bless. Mi raccontano dentro i bar, io ne sono dentro al cielo.
Okay, boys, we're done for the day, at least in the studio. Right now I'm going home. I'm taking the train. Just to update you on the rent, I got the rent. I can't remember if I said it in the last video, but we got the rent. So I'm moving to Milan in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna document that and show you like us moving, how close we are to the studio and everything. But yeah, so now I need to take the train to go back home, and I'm gonna be doing some more work at home. I'm gonna be working on the other ads. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna update you on the studio and everything we do. I have a studio session tomorrow with an artist. So talk to you guys tomorrow. What's good, boys? We're back. We're in the studio, as you can see. You know, last night just went home and did a bunch of work, did a couple of other ads, like editing videos and stuff. And then I gotta tell you, man, like it was like around 11 p.m. and I started thinking to myself, I want to make a beat that I'm really satisfied of. So I started cooking up, and man, I couldn't come up with anything. I swear I couldn't come up with anything. And I cooked up until I got something that was like decent. And then this morning I woke up with the same exact feeling. So as soon as I came back to the studio, like there are so many things that I need to do right now, but I just opened FL Studio and started cooking up until I came up with something that I was like, I want to say proud of, but like, it's kind of nice. I'm gonna play it to you. I actually have two beats. The first one is this one. It's still in progress. It's just like a fast draft. And then the second one is actually this one, and this one is like kind of nice. As you can see, it's just like a 16-bar loop with drums and samples. But I made it from scratch. It's nothing too crazy, but I like it. And now just to give you an overview of what we're doing today. Right now I need to create some graphics for the Shopify website. I need to record a reel, and then I have a session with one of the artists that I'm working with. I'm actually gonna play these beats to him and see if he fucks with them. If he does, that's great. If he doesn't, we're probably gonna be cooking up something from scratch. So yeah, that's that. Let's get to work. I mean, it's a re-release, so it's like nothing particular. Ads, that's what we're forgetting. Ads, I have the second one is almost ready, so I'm gonna be doing the third one today. I can send you the creatives by tonight / tomorrow morning, so that tomorrow we can launch the ads. All right, boys, so we're done with the session. Honestly, the session was amazing. I had a lot of fun. I cooked up with another producer who is a friend of the artist that I'm working with, and they had found a vocal sample that they liked. So we laid down the chords, I played the guitar, he made some amazing drums, worked on them a little bit, then we recorded the whole first verse and the chorus. Let me fix the camera a little bit. But now, as I told you, I want to explain to you how we went about building the studio and the whole process from getting the idea to actually making it a reality. So the first thing is that in the last couple of years, last year and a half, we already kind of had a studio because we had a partnership with another label that gave us access to their studio. So we had the possibility to book sessions and just go there and work, right? But the thing was that the studio was shared with a lot of other people because it was the other label's reality, the other label's studio, right? So we were guests and we appreciated that a lot because it was part of the deal. But at the same time, we felt the need to have our own space. Around middle of last year again, we got the idea and I started to try to get an understanding of how much it costs to build a studio. But honestly, I couldn't find anything because I found a lot of videos on YouTube talking about here's how to build your own studio in your house, or like all the things that are needed to build a studio on your own. But it's like, I had no idea because I have me personally, I have no skills in building, and I don't think that most of people do. So maybe somebody does, but it's like, it takes months, if not years, to build your own studio if that's not your main job. And so the idea was, how much does it cost to pay somebody to make the studio for you? I started then contacting studios in Milan and asking them, okay, how much does it cost to rent the studio for pretty much 24/7? Like if I want to book the studio for, I don't know, 6 months or a year, how much does it cost? And we got different answers based on the kind of studio. Most of the studios didn't have this option. They would say, okay, you can book a couple of hours per day, maybe the whole day, the whole session, but you're not gonna be able to book for more than a day. I just hit up so many studios, and especially one day, I set up 3 meetings in the same day to meet with 3 different people who had 3 different studios. So the first one we meet, and then, the studio wasn't really the thing that we were looking for. We meet with the second guys, and the second guys were amazing. It was super fun. I really could feel that I was getting along with them. And they had this studio which was pretty crazy. It was a very unique studio. And they told me, I'm gonna be honest with you, yeah, we can book it, we can give it to you for a whole month, but it's going to cost you a lot of money because we have a high price, because the studio is very nice, because of the use that we have of the studio, because of the people that come in. But they told me, we're also people who design studios, and we can, if you have the chance to build a studio, then we can build it for you. So then I go and meet the third person. And funny enough, the way that I met the third person was because a friend of this person was a producer that I met years ago. And he replied to one of my stories on Instagram, and he told me, there's my friend, he has a studio, come and let's talk about it. We meet, and I tell him, yeah, we want to book a studio, but honestly, they had a lot of space. They had a very gigantic space. And I told them, we would be interested in building a studio here. And they told me that they had the same interest, but they were thinking about doing it in a couple of years, so not now. So then I leave and I think, man, the second person that I met, he's the one who designs studio, he builds studios. The third person might be interested in building a studio. What if we as Hypn come in and we do a partnership all together and we work all together on this thing? That's exactly what happened. So like we as Hypn and the third person, which like we can call them like Unlimited Studios, that's what they're called. I'm gonna put their Instagram in the description. We pretty much partnered up and we said, okay, let's build this studio together, let's share the costs, and we're gonna have the whole studio for a year, 24/7. Like from there, the architect took contacts with the company that was gonna build the studio and with all the like people that should be involved, so electricians and all that stuff. And if you're thinking about building a studio for yourself, or you want to build a studio in the future, and I'm talking about a professional studio, right? So not like if you do it yourself, of course you're gonna spend less, but you also need to do the job. But if you want a professional studio, then what you should expect is, first of all, the whole process of building the box. The idea is that you pretty much build the box inside of the room. This way you can separate the box from the whole structure, from the walls, from the ceiling, from the floor. Already that, like the cost of that is around 20 to 30K. Like it really depends on the size, right? But we can ballpark it at like 20, 30K. Then you should add up the costs of everything that is needed, like electricians, again, like lights and all of that material. So that's around like 5 to 10K. Then there's the material inside. So the panels, like as you can, like even the ones that you can see here, it's like there's a wood structure, then there's the material inside, I can't remember what material it is. And you need to cover the whole structure with cloth. Again, as you can see right here. So then air conditioning, also the floor, and all of that should come around that 10. Also other elements such as that, which is a diffuser, which is needed because when sound comes from the speakers, then it bounces back, so that diffuses the sound. Other elements such as bass traps, which are structures that are put in the studio to avoid, like literally to trap the bass frequencies and avoid them, again, reflecting in the room and making a mess and not being able to hear everything properly. All of that should come around 10K too. So as we said, it's like 20, 30K for the construction. Then it's around 5 to 10K for air conditioning, electrician stuff and all that. Then it's around 10K more for the material for the panels, bass traps. And then you also need to add in the equipment, so speakers, the desk, microphones, headphones, audio interfaces. So yeah, if I have to estimate like the minimum amount required to build a studio that is like a professional studio and it's like 20 square meters, the minimum would say is like 40 to 50K. All right, so I hope that was clear enough. Right now, I'm done for the day. I'm still gonna do some light work when I go back home, like work on the ads. I need to finish the ads. And then tomorrow I'm gonna come back. I have a couple of hours of a session with an artist and then probably 2-3 hours of a cook up. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.